Movie the
Alright,
Tron.
roughly about 30 seconds. Going live.
All right, and yeah, my music's done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to what I believe is episode 15 of Tomb of Annihilation.
It's what's on my screen, and it's what's on my blurby. So I'm gonna say that you're right.
Ha ha! We are once again joined by all bestest friendos,
What race is that?
starting
The 100-yard
with
dash.
Chun,
Alphabetically, as we should be.
with Digi,
Yep.
with Kari,
Hello.
and last but certainly not least with Kitsu.
Konnichiwa.
It has been one heck of a journey for the party so far, wandering all over the place, or at least on the relatively, where's my compass for this map here? Um, Mostly western side of the continent of Chilt, although going more towards the central right now. Who would like to do a quick recap from the last session?
I
We
know why you.
found barn and we spent night killing bats.
Sure.
Sorry.
Sure. After having left the Flying Rock Heart and its necromancer, presumably occupant, further travels dealing with a undead Tyrannosaurus with a propensity for vomiting zombies. And then we found the barn in which we fought bats. Meanwhile, Diggory has had a boat on his back the entire time.
And he hasn't complained about it once.
Not a single time. Humble he is.
You also jumped into some rotting sacks of, well, what you assume was grain, at least at one point, but, and then somebody got sick from inhaling all of the fumes and everything from all of that nasty stuff. But at least it was warm inside the ruined barn for a while.
As if it hasn't been warm everywhere. It's a fucking jungle. I'll be perfectly surprised if by the end of this I don't make some variety of line about anybody want some stewed beef.
But yes, the morning will dawn. It is a little bit less than pleasant smelling in your barn location. But overall, it is a situation where you guys are waking up feeling, for once, not at least moist from literally a night in your tent in the jungle.
So I'm guessing we're not actually gonna go down into the basement areas.
Yes, because there was in fact that hatch and the well.
Yes. Did you want to explore that?
I was wanting to.
Okay. Well, the hatch was buried underneath all of the rotting grain.
Right.
If you would like to try and dig it out, it'll be pretty easy, but I just need a Constitution saving throw for anybody who is attempting to dig it out.
Idun is not attempting to.
I will though. Because because Constitution is what I do, he says, rolling a 13.
I have aura.
All right, so what is?
Yeah.
Remind me what that does again.
Aura of protection. You radiate a protective aura in a 10 feet emanation that originates from you. The aura is inactive if you're incapacitated. You and your allies in the aura gain a +3 to saving throws
16.
while in the aura.
Okay, well, if you're going to have to be within 10 feet of him, I also need you, Shauna, to roll for Constitution as well too.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So 11.
All right, we're all right. So I think the two of us are gonna take a bit of
Doing
a
good.
nap now, but
No, you
We're
guys
doing
are
good.
just. It's just instead of taking you about maybe 20 minutes to dig it out, you both are feeling not ill, but not good. So it's going to take you about an hour to actually um, dig out the hole, as you are feeling nauseous the entire time. But eventually, you do get to the bottom and refine the hatch. Um, you will pry open the hatch, which the hinges make an ungodly screeching noise as they are lifted up.
I imagine if your knees were unmoved for an interminable amount of time, they'd be doing the same thing.
Shall we go?
Inside the hatch, you will find a very pristine looking um, small metal case, about the size of a um, small book, about 6 inches by about 5 inches, um, maybe 6 inches deep. That seems to be wrapped in some form of decaying leather case to try and stave off um, the elements from the outside. And there is as you kind of touch the metal, there's
Hey,
a
you want to
thin
hear me
film
sing?
of something
Only if
over
you
top
sing
of it.
solo. Solo?
Hmm.
Solo I
Not
can't
quite
hear.
what I was expecting, but well, I suppose that. Huh. Interesting look. Interesting looking wrap. Well, if I'm still probably best not to risk it. I'm gonna pop my shadow and have him pick up the thing.
It picks up just fine.
Okay. He's gonna take it into the middle of the shack and unwrap it.
Okay.
Take it,
As
just
you
peel back the layer, the leather.
as you peel back the layer of leather, you notice that you can see some kind of like film or little strands of something still attached to the leather as you unwrap it that's connecting to it. And you can't help but feel again as you kind of touch in the metal that it feels slick as if coated in something.
Hmm.
Is it a mimic?
Well, again, probably better safe than sorry. Assuming that there's something that isn't exactly destructible, I'm gonna punch this thing. I'm gonna say non-lethally. I'm gonna pull the punch, but
Okay.
Huzzah!
always be careful around stuff like that. And to be fair, if somebody hadn't said mimic, I wouldn't be doing this.
Go ahead and roll your attack. I'll even give you advantage.
27.
You definitely hit the
Oh.
thing. Go ahead and roll damage.
10 bludgeoning.
Okay. You know, as you swing to go and hit the um, box, um, you kind of hit slightly one of the um, little more curved parts at the top that kind of raise it up to a little bit more of an area, and you watch as your hand just slides off and you accelerate into a punch and almost punch um, Shauna in the face, but you're able to kind of, since you were pulling your punch, you stop short.
Hmm.
It's almost as if somebody whacked the thing.
Hmm. Daniel-san, this is something that I tried to teach you. I apologize for the terrible Mr. Miyagi.
You should have warned me first.
Well,
Eh,
looks like we need someone who can do elemental punches to make it stick. Wonder who that could be.
I under- I get your point most presently. Yeah, there, Idun. But I would also remind you, some of us, like, I've been studying again. I just I take for a moment and hold and release a firebolt in my hand momentarily.
Are you? How close to the box are you creating that fire?
Well, considering that the actual punch was happening from the shadow, I don't know if I mentioned that, but whatever. Uh, the firebolt is uh, about several feet away at minimum.
Okay, okay, that's all I needed to know. Yeah, nothing happens.
All right. So if we truly think it's something for that, what would we rather? You to punch it, or take this outside and we firebolt it from afar?
Well, since my punches are normally icy, that normally will make it so the second punch from you would actually break it.
That's a
Shauna, what are
good
you
point.
investigating?
The book. Or the box. The
Um,
thing.
you instantly recognize that the metal was coated in wax. It's because it's been so hot out, and you're in the middle of a jungle. The wax is still kind of in a near semi-permanent, half liquid, half solid state.
Okay, break it up, break it up. The box is made of. The box has wax on it.
Ah,
That would explain the glance of the blow. Hmm.
So, it's not it shouldn't really be dangerous now that we know
true,
this.
true, but trying to open a box that's all icy, all not yet icy, is a lot harder.
Hmm.
Could you imagine trying to hold your tools together to try to open up a box that's all just sliding everywhere?
Put it on the ground and held down by my shadow. I'm fairly certain that is going to be the least of the problems. The thing is, hmm, honestly, I think that if it's only wax, possibly as a form of like, of a what weather resistance, it being melted is one thing, but I doubt it would all be that of an issue if it were unlocked, or for it on being unlocked.
Well, then I'll try and knock it in.
All right, you do that. I'll hold it down at the very least, just in case.
There is only a very simple, tiny lock out the front that looks like it would need a small key. But doing even as you're kind of looking over it, you're fairly sure that with a good twist or pull or something like that, you might be able to do that. If you want to try it, I need a strength check.
The strength check?
Yep, I just need a strength saving throw, basically.
To break the lock, but what if we're trying to pick it?
Oh, if
Yeah.
you're trying to pick it. You're trying to
Is
pick
she-
it. That would be
Sleight of hand?
sleight of hand. Yeah.
Now, if it was
Yeah.
if it was a strength check, just hand it to me. I'll tear that shit open like no problem. But
Yeah. She's trying to be a bit more dexterous about it because she can actually do that.
You get some. It's a little bit hard to get your tools in there, as the block is that tiny, but you do manage it, and you very easily pick the one or two tumblers that are actually in there, and open it up. And as you open um, the box, you'll notice that there are three things inside.
Hmm.
Inside is a ring. A ring that looks like a jeweled shield. Um, Gold and jewels kind of sparkling in there. It looks as if it hasn't seen the light of day in for forever. Next to that, stuffed in a little bit. Um, Although, as you kind of examine the inside, inside of the box seems a little bit bigger than the outside actually does. Not by much, but just enough. Um, Next to the ring, you see a pair of gauntlets that have some terrifying faces carved into the more vambrace piece of the gauntlets. And last, um, cushioning all of the um, bits in there is a folded up cloak that looks almost made out of leaves, at least in certain parts.
a fantastic find indeed. Well then,
I call it cloak.
hold on,
She
hold
just
on there,
checks.
my elemental friend. I believe that this warrants some more time. Frankly, I don't, and honestly, I think my shoulders will appreciate the day off. I'm gonna, if the rest of the group is okay with this, I'm gonna spend the better part of the next 3, maybe 4 hours just ritual casting, identifying all 3 of these items.
Oh boy.
You have a bridge. You have an identity scroll. Cool.
Identity scroll? No. It just happens to have been happens to be one of the baseline spells in the Leatherhorn primer. How do you, what else? How else is one supposed to know what one has, what one has found if you can't identify potential magics?
By using it randomly.
Fun as that is, this is safer.
Okay.
True.
You are easily able to spend the better part of a few hours. Um, Normally, I would definitely make sure that you said you had the pearl at least, because that's the most expensive. But we'll say you had it somehow.
Hmm.
Um, okay. So we'll kind of go in reverse order. The cloak is a cloak of elven kind.
Yay.
Very useful. Yeah. Yes. Honestly, then, Idun, this is probably best for you then, being the stealthier of us.
Um, the gauntlets are gauntlets of ogre power.
The gauntlets of ogre power.
Now, I don't specifically want to supersede anybody, but I think I should be claiming these. Gauntlets of Ogre Power. I'm actually going to check this one out.
It
You
sets your
haven't heard of them?
it sets your
Sorry.
strength to 19. Um,
Oh,
while
Whoa.
you wear the gauntlets. If your strength is already at 19, they have no effect.
okay, well then, I'm not going to gimp myself like that. Very well.
I was going to say, if you decided to wear the gauntlets, you wouldn't be able to wear your breast knuckles.
Sure. All right.
And the ring is a ring of protection +1.
Ooh. Oh, that can either go. A ring of... So, let's see. Who needs extra strength and who needs more defenses? We can either give it
I
to...
could use the gauntlets.
Very well, then. They are yours and gladly. As for the ring... Honestly, something like this is best gone on either the tank or the squishy one.
And all of these items for you get the effect do require attunement.
Sure. So,
I guess what more AC would I need?
well, considering you're an off tank, it wouldn't. Well, both of us are kind of off tanks. It would be reasonably well on either of us, or it would be reasonably well on less, keeping her a bit more safe.
True.
Above board. Out of the all four of us, Shauna has the lowest AC. Yeah, she has 15, and she doesn't have her shield out. I barely beat her with 16.
And I have 19.
I mean, I have 17 without armor. I'm happy.
Yep.
I think Les has the lowest armor.
12, yeah.
Yeah, so it's either keep the person that's probably going to chill in the back, like with a tiny bit more armor, or shore up, make Diggory unhittable, basically,
Mm,
because 20 is
pretty big.
fun to have to, yeah, just a tiny bit. Make Ramira just slightly more harder to hit with 18 because it doesn't count as armor because it's in a ring.
But Ramira also has resistance to most damage while raging.
True.
Not physical.
And not physical?
All physical, but yeah.
Well,
Ah.
right. I mean, most physical stuff is what deals with AC, so...
Yeah, and as long as I have focus points, which is the new key, as long as I have key, I can deflect attack. And as long as it's any physical, it's just most likely going to get dwindled. Right now, it's 1d10 plus 10.
So again, not to necessarily be greedy on that. Maybe if I take it and just have the near unhittable AC, I'm just going to be in the middle of everything
Yeah.
pretty much all the time.
Yep. Because for fighting wise, Shauna being in the middle with her interception is helpful because as long as she's just around, she'll reduce damage. But she needs to be not the person taking the damage.
Or
Well,
you
both.
get to. And if she does take the damage, she literally just explodes on.
Yes, she has telekinetic reprisal. She has things to make that deter people from attacking her, but she deters everyone else from attacking someone else.
All right. So then Diggory gets the ring then.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Huzzah!
All right.
De Camplari.
So, shall we just take the little bit of extra time that we know what it is and who's got what to properly attune to all of it?
Sure.
Or shall we move on?
Eh,
I'll keep watch.
better to attune when we have a safe place than wait and try to do it in the jungle.
Yeah. Oh, then I say we stay for a little bit longer right here.
It does require a short rest to attune. So that would just be about an hour. Um, you are able to still travel the whole rest of the day if you want to, or you are in a, from what you can tell, a safe area.
Hmm. Well, like I said, I'm willing to wait for the extra bonuses, even if we don't get as far as we thought.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess we'll take that short rest now, much as we don't
Okay.
really need it for anything else other than attunement. But yeah.
You take a short rest and are all attuned to your magic items.
All right. Works for me.
It's still only a couple hours after sunup. Um, you think you can travel a decent amount throughout the day still if you decided you wanted to leave. Do you guys want to head out for the day?
Oh,
Sure.
yep. Sure.
Which direction? Here's the map.
Well-
Where do you want to
I
go?
think we were heading this way.
Towards Ataz Kahakla.
Yeah.
Well, it is definitely closer than Omu. We do eventually need to get there. Especially with the agreement we have with the necromancer. What was it? Shadow Mantle. Just reminds me I need to get my notebook back.
Who wants to roll the survival?
Yes, who wants to roll survival and ping whatever hex you're trying to move to?
Ramiro will take care of all the survival checks here. Offer.
Even with a +5, it doesn't help you if you roll low.
Yep.
Okay, so which one were you trying to go to? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget to add the items we got to your inventory and attune to them.
Of course, of course.
Okay. Throughout the rest of your day, you travel. Um, what
Right.
seems
The
Hmm.
frick was that?
That is
Oh.
your entire character sheet.
No, it's it because I think the new version of like any summon gives stat block for it
Ah, okay.
because they decided screw the like people's doing I'm summoning 50 billion things and having the forcing the DM to
Keep track
have
of
to
it
find a
all.
step. Yeah, so it's like okay, we're just putting in the spell. She summoned her giant fey war corgi.
I mean, we could go with that.
that's what we're going with.
Okay.
An up armored, long hair blowing in the wind, Fey War Corgi. It's a
course,
long hair breed.
Of course, in order for it to make sense and be not weirdly proportioned, a horse-sized war corgi is still about 15 feet tall.
And the worst thing is because it's a long hair breed and all the humidity in the jungle, almost instantaneously after being summoned, the hair goes poofy.
My God. At this point, we may as well just be like, hey, you want to summon the war Pomeranian?
Oh, dear goddess.
But your travels throughout the day go uneventful, actually. It's a strange feeling as you're kind of walking through the jungle. It's almost as if the area has been completely cleared out.
All the zombies and undead were looking like, is that a fucking Pomeranian? I'm not dealing with
No.
that.
No, it's a war corgi. Oh no, it's even worse.
Hey, don't
Goddess.
don't want to get in the way of the Queen's Houndmaster.
The war corgi is too powerful and fluffy.
Dear goddess.
You will find a decent place to camp and settle in for the night. And
The war
your rest
corgi
also,
at the end of the spell, the war corgi goes poof. Though you really couldn't tell, considering how much of it already was.
Oh my.
This is what happens when you have a D&D game with a known jackanape.
all right. The next day will dawn. As far as you guys don't know exactly where you are. You think you're here, but you're not exactly sure where you are.
Where are we? Right here. Well, where's there? Then. Well, when has then become now? Soon. But what happened to then? When? Just now. We passed it. When? Just now.
No, just now.
When will then become now?
Tomorrow.
Soon. I was
Okay.
doing Spaceballs.
I know the
Remember,
movie.
known
Anything-
jackanape.
It's Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow.
Space transformation complete, sir. Spaceball 1 has transitioned into dom boom dom boom dom boom dom Mega Maid.
All right, who would like to roll your travel for the day?
I'll take care of that as payment for the dumb joke. Don't worry, I have a +0. 14.
Need to check some.
That was an amazing mess of mediocre mediocrity.
You can say that again.
Wanna bet?
I need to. Peach-kun and I need to. I need to show that to Peach-kun.
Which one?
Spaceballs.
Oh yeah, it's a real good movie.
Quote unquote. I mean, it
He
is.
hasn't seen
But...
it.
Okay.
Oh, it's just so good.
And it's free on YouTube right now.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Considering the fact Kitsu had yet to see the Naked Gun until she watched it a couple days ago.
Airplane.
Oh no.
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh no.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for classic comedy movie night. Forget D&D. We're going to go watch Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Yes.
Look,
then
it's Enrico Palazzo.
And then afterwards, it's a mad, 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 mad world. Don't worry, it's only 4 hours long.
Oh dear God, it's no, please.
What? It's the
It's a
largest
small
ensemble
world.
cast. No. It's not a small world. It's a mad, 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 mad world. I'm not making this up. It's literally 4 mads in a row. Largest ensemble cast of the time. It was actually the origin of the term cameo because you can't give a bit part to the Three Stooges. If anybody out there thinks I'm kidding, I'm not.
I know. I know that you're not.
Anyway, so yeah, 14 heading west. Northwest specifically, I guess.
So you guys head out for the day, and essentially the same direction that you were traveling yesterday. Confident in your direction, how everything is going. You travel throughout most of the day. Again, the area being incredibly silent and um, clear of basically anything. It's been a little while, a few days actually, since you've seen anything in the jungle.
It's just me, or are we going in circles?
As you travel for a while, almost towards the end of the day, you'll notice that it is getting incredibly cold around around you. As you're walking forward, you can even start to see your breath forming small clouds in the air.
One of two things comes to mind.
Did we enter a graveyard? It's a little bit colder than usual.
I believe this isn't
I like it.
wrong kind of cold, I think, Shauna.
As you walk a little further more, just off in the distance, you see snow covering the ground in an almost near perfect spherical shape.
I wasn't
The plant,
expecting that.
the plants, trees, and everything in the area are nearly covered in snow and ice completely. And the temperature as you approach this area drops drastically.
I'm gonna spend 5 minutes finding the perfect middle ground at the edge of it, where it's actually fairly comfortable, i.e., temperate. And
The dune jumps into a snow pile.
And instantly
Nice.
gets attacked.
As you jump into what seems to be like the snow pile, as you land, you in fact find out that it has been turned to solid ice.
Doing.
And you slide. You after smacking, taking no damage, but you'll definitely feel that in the morning. You just kind of slide down the small little hill and end up a good few feet inside the sphere.
Woo! What a disaster.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, it's normal for her to die.
Sha- Shauna and Diggory, you both recognize or remember something that could have done this actually.
It's that ranger and that ring of his.
But that is true. It was just. It was temperate weather not too long ago.
Hmm.
It's just a little bit of traveling. You're able to find a good, comfortable place to camp out. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
Finally, some reasonable temperatures. Hmm. Well, no reason to bother our erstwhile friend slash acquaintance. Although, perhaps, eh, mentioning we've met the giants on his tail, he probably already is aware of them.
He does seem to be having a lot of fun.
As much fun as one can have being pursued by frost giants.
But yet again, after you set up camp and bed down, much more comfortable this time. The even the hot jungle at night, even with it cooling off, the temperature in the area is actually very still comfortable. Don't even you barely even think you need a sleeping bag.
Yeah, I'll
And
take that.
you probably have one of the best night sleeps you've had in a long time.
I'll definitely take that.
Actually, you guys will have slept so well that you guys all get 5 temporary HP for the day.
Ooh, wasn't
Yay!
expecting that. But again, I shall definitely take that. Hmm.
But we are on to the next day's worth of travel. Who is going to be the brave one to roll that survival check?
I will
That's easy for
gladly
you
do
to
it
say.
again.
Much
There we
better.
go.
We may actually know exactly where we are now.
But before you tell me which way you are traveling, I will reveal where you guys actually are.
All the way across the map.
Oh my goddess.
So that's where you currently are. So which direction are you wanting to travel?
At this point, we just should head straight to Omu if we can't get to Atazcahakla.
Either that or a shell. I want to give it one last try to go to Atazcahakla here. I want to go back.
All right, retracing steps.
Okay.
No.
If we still go further south, and yeah, fine, let's go to Omo. But okay. Anything happening for today?
Bear with me 1 second.
1 year later. Are we there yet? Everyone's as old as the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember
No,
the
Shauna, we're
Simpsons
not
commercial
there
for it.
yet. Although, if you're so interested in having something different happen, you could take the boat for a while. Remember when we were traveling on the river? Because I do. The boat does.
Pepperidge Farms remembers.
It was only like yesterday since when that we first set off on this adventure, and we've not gotten anywhere.
It's
It's
been
been
a
almost
month.
it's been almost a month.
For all,
I have an
for all that
answer
we
for-
know, our patron could very well have succumbed to whatever not death that she has.
I have an answer for why we are not trying to go on the river.
Sounds boring and lame.
Gigi Morin, I will show you exactly how binted this boat goes if you don't cease.
Don't go vintage?
Boat goes vintage?
Yep. Of course, there's a button for that. Oh, Christ.
Extreme violence!
As the group wanders through the land, now retracing steps that you realize you've been going the completely wrong way. You pass through a area that you didn't pass through the first time. An area that looks like it's seen battle relatively recently. Some of the trees are knocked down, broken in half almost. Um, the area is just the ground is all torn up. But it is dead silent throughout the area. Um, you take a few moments to scout everything out, but don't see anything. It looks like whatever happened here happened at least a little while ago, to where you feel safe that you start making your way across. And as you get about halfway into the clearing, the ground starts to churn underneath your feet.
Ah,
Ooh.
As the
Oh,
stench
fuck.
of death starts to erupt as the ground opens up, spewing out zombies crawling out of the ground, or skeletons climbing out of the ground, wielding their weapons and closing in on you. Welcome to initiative.
all of a sudden,
Neat.
Don't talk about love! Give me your money!
There's a new one. Oh my goddess.
All right.
yay!
Man, that 7 rolled to a 17 just at the last possible second.
Don't forget to roll for less.
I was doing that.
She's the middle of the pack.
Ah,
Give
the
her love.
mister!
I was going to start going into a version of the DK rap, but that just completely took all the wind out of my sails.
Good old Gigi.
DK. I was gonna say something and then realized what I was gonna actually say and was like, yeah, no, don't say that.
Why did I have to roll so many skeletons to attack you guys?
I have a
You
better
tell us,
question.
DM.
Why do you have to roll so many 16s for the skeletons initiative?
I don't know. Play roll 20 for that one.
Fuck yourself!
You haven't rolled
Jeez, these are
anything below a 14 yet.
Holy shit.
geez,
What is this,
these
World War
skeletons are.
Z?
There we
I think
go.
that would make it World War S because it's skeletons.
Sure. Oh, good. A 22.
Oh, damn.
Another 15. That's 2 below 10. Three below 10. 2 more. $21. And I was looking so good with my 17 to start. And a 10 to round it out.
All right, well, let's do this. This is definitely going to be fun. The first skeleton up is this one, which is going to shamble forward and prepare to attack Diggory.
Let's freaking go!
It is going to make an attack with its short sword.
Even with an increased AC. All right, and it's still we still have the 5 temporary hit points, or was that yesterday?
I think it's still today.
That was
Oh.
today.
All right. Well, that definitely hits, and I'm down to 1 temporary hit point.
I don't think you take anything. Trying to use your reaction for interception.
Okay. Not like I need. Well, thank you. All right.
It's her thing. She can do it.
All right, next skeleton down here will shamble up to less.
Yeah, much easier to hit.
These things are not counted as trained, right?
No, they are not.
Okay. Just making sure.
These are the not intelligent undead. So
Okay.
If only I could actually do that more than
17
once.
hits for 7.
If only I could play God Gamer. And intercept every hit.
Or you could have intercepted the hit on the squishy person rather than the
True.
HP tank man.
Diggory, you're up.
All right. Well, bonus action to drop Shadow 15 feet away in front of Les.
Badoop. Yay.
And then 2 attacks. Able to be split, hopefully. Nope, that's Les's sheet. This is my sheet.
Wow.
All right. Shadow is going to take 1 attack from his location, and I will take 1 attack from mine.
Okay.
Shadow first with an 18, rolling 2 10s.
Definitely hits.
7 points of bludgeoning damage for that.
As your shadow winds up and lands a nice uppercut.
Shoryuken!
The skeleton crumbles away to dust.
Well, that's definitely useful. Oh my fucking fuck.
Diggory falls to
Critical
his fate.
fail!
Oh, no.
Let's roll on the fail table.
I don't even want to say anything considering I rolled 2 1s. 2 of them,
Ooh.
count them, 1, 2.
Who's ready?
Give me that D100, Sean.
Wheel
Crappity.
of failures.
Any rolls?
42. The answer to the life, universe, and everything. What's behind the meme?
But
Well,
you can't necessarily drop your fists. But you do fall prone.
Neat.
Charlie
Oh,
Horse.
As you are falling, your brass knuckles somehow seem to slip off and scatter just within reach of you.
I
Well,
just thought of something. He falls forward and his horns go straight into the dirt.
I turn what little bit I can towards Shauna. You're taking the boat tomorrow.
All right. That moves to the skeleton. Another skeleton's turn. And it sees a downed person.
Oh, good. All right, at least if you're gonna try fouling me, remember it's a 12 up.
It gets advantage to attacking you with its short sword.
It's a 10 up. 16 misses.
16 will miss. The next skeleton will come after a dune.
Just as I thought.
What's that?
After this show, nothing hurts.
An 11
Misses.
will miss. This skeleton will come after Les again.
Unfortunately, I don't have any good reactions.
As they don't seem to really notice your shadow.
Oh, don't worry, the shadow noticed them.
A 6 will
Misses.
miss.
I don't know. That might be pretty close.
Dune, your turn.
Imagine having that low of AC.
I didn't mean imagine. I technically have that. I would normally, if I had a control of the eldritchifications, I'd have taken mage armor, but
Hmm. We'll do a regular punch on this one.
Okay.
It will be force damage instead of bludgeoning, though. So I can swap it.
Okay.
Wha-bam.
Critical hit.
omae mo shindeu. Nani?
Roll that D100.
Bam. 29. Double damage.
Double damage.
It would be 24? Because it would be 1d8 plus 4. So that's
You would still roll your damage and then you just
Okay.
double that damage.
okay. So What about?
Dehedro, you're going a bit robot-y there.
Kind of.
I think it might. Wow, this is bad. Hang on.
Whoa! I think everybody had a Discord freak out here.
Yes.
Damn, yeah.
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 All I was hearing was
That's- Discord, why'd you break?
well, it fixed
I
itself.
opened up the stream to be able to try to actually listen to what you were saying.
You expertly have punched off the head of the skeleton with remembering your forms and everything seeming to lock into place for your muscle memory. You execute the perfect punch and punch off the skull of the skeleton as it drops to the ground dead.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
So
well-
for my next action,
beep, boop, bop.
where's the 2045? Oop. Okay, is that the correct kind of cone from where I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Bop.
So that should hit those two.
Yes, it would.
Okay, so breath weapon, ice breath the weapon, blasting straight up onto the both of those dudes. Con save of 13.
First one fails and takes the full damage, so this one is dead.
Okay.
This one passes.
So
Dang.
he takes half damage.
It looks a bit frosted over, but it's still standing and alive.
Okay.
Oh,
And
undead.
now it. And now it. It
It
can't take full movement.
It frosted over a pair of heretofore invisible glasses. And you can swear you can hear the rock piano in the background.
Anything else you're doing to Dune?
Well, since the guys next to me are gone, I'm going to go. Go 5 and 10 and do the bonus action because those are both attacks that I did. Bonus action of just
Like,
yeah, a punch on this dude.
A 14 hits.
Or 8.
Did you say you changed your strikes to force?
Yes.
That's still enough. You notice that as you punch, while you changed it to force, it doesn't seem to be connecting as well as you think it should have, but you still end up collapsing the skeleton.
Okay. And that is it.
What kind of creature is resistant to force damage?
Golems.
I think it's more of that they're weak to bludgeoning than resistant to force.
Hmm. Unless you roll double crit ones.
Oh, this one here, seeing the down Diggory, is going to pile on.
Ooh,
I know
he has
I know there were
piling on.
13 of you, but did you have to run into a Blood Bowl team?
It will
Didn't you-
attack with the
didn't-
short sword with advantage and
Oh,
miss.
thank God.
Didn't you know that this is the halfling team that just got beat up? This is your halfling team coming back from the dead.
What? Which one? The clown pies, the veggie told?
Yes,
Whichever one died more.
that skeleton is dead.
Actually, no.
This
This is
one.
This is your goblin team.
Where's
This one is
You're
going to
right. Where's Doc Shellshock? Who's throwing bombs?
Well, this one's about to shoot with the shoot with his bow and arrow, so we'll call this one Duck Shell Shock down here.
Works for me.
It is going to target Shauna.
I am going to put my I'm going to mark Doc Shellshock with my own version of favorite enemy. It doesn't exist, but I'm going to commit certain unforgivable hate crimes against him later.
All right. Oh, it rolls a net one.
That is appropriate for Doc fucking Shellshock.
No, it shoots an arrow, but it turns around and hits itself in the forehead.
There's a black skeleton in the background asking, "Patriot arrow?"
82 is one of those ones that I accidentally skipped. I still have to finish making the adjust. I keep forgetting how to do that. So it is going to, as it draws back its bow, the earth still being soft from where it climbed up collapses a bit, causing it to stumble away 10 feet. And you hear bones cracking as it kind of stumbles away. It seems a lot less stable on its feet. I will need to mark something so I can remember this.
It's Elmer Fudd. What's up, Doc?
If Elmer Fudd was Glassbones Greg, and that was Bugs Bunny, mind you.
This one
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting
Well, Mark-
Adventuas.
will march forward and attack less with its short sword.
Will they continue to hit her? Yes.
Would I be able
Yes.
to react?
No,
You've already used your reaction to save me for whatever reason.
she will take 6 points of damage.
Yes, she will.
Shauna, it's your turn.
I would use it's either pick Diggory, pull Diggory out of the ground like a vegetable.
And use him as a bludgeoning weapon against the.
Let's
Behold, my
that would be
sword!
really funny.
He says, Shauna. Diggory just standing, just putting their ramrod straight. Swish, swish. Clang, clang. I realize I'm on a major movie kick right now, so anybody that can tell me what I just referenced will win major points.
I cannot, but oh well.
Sadly not.
Stand
I
back,
don't
ye
remember.
skeletons, for we are the greatest warriors of all bugdom.
Oh, Bug's Life?
Yeah.
Oh,
I knew it had a feeling. Attack
Yeah.
attack
Thrust,
the
parry,
zombies.
lunge. Grab my head, put it back, growl. Me thinketh it's not working.
Shenna, what are you doing?
Question. Should I pull out the most heavy hitter or leave him in the ground?
Just leave me in the ground. I'll pop out in a second, real dramatic like.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a swing at the scally right south of me. Southwest. And swing.
That hits.
They don't even need grays.
Mm-hmm. For a 9.
You bite into the bones and armor and some remaining flesh of the skeleton, but it still seems to be standing. And now, after the attack less, it turns its bony head, empty eye sockets, just staring in your direction now.
Huh. Well, then. I activate. Well, wait, I would have to prepare that first before actually using it. Oh no, it's let me see. Let me see. Paladin Smite?
You can bonus action smite, yeah, and deal damage.
Yep.
Because you did hit.
I smite thee.
Roll your smite damage. As your holy
8.
energy pulses and slams through it, the skeleton drops to the ground and crumbles away.
Well, it's a paladin's job, I guess, to deal with the dead. Ooh. And I think that's all that I can do as of right now.
Okay.
Unless there's other things that I can do.
Well, use your
Yeah.
action, your bonus action. Don't you get 2 attacks at this level?
Uh, I think so. I don't remember.
Look at the top for your attack. When it for actions, it'll say attacks per action.
Yeah, I can do 2 attacks.
Okay, so
Excuse
you get
me.
1 more attack.
So, I shall attack the one that's. Attack this one. And I. Thunk. And I grind.
22. And you take a nice chunk out of that skeleton. But although, again, it still is standing. 1 quick second, folks.
Well, Diggory, I did my job.
Yep. That you did. And it was an impressive blow from where I lay.
Just as I thought.
What's that?
After this show, nothing hurts.
Make for some good tilling soil.
I'm not built for farm work.
All right. That was Shauna's turn. This skeleton. What's by the way?
I'm sure you'll get there.
30 feet.
You just have to try harder.
I'm a researcher, not a farmer.
This one will come up to Ramira and take a swing with its short sword.
And don't you even think about putting me in the yoke of the plow.
No,
A 12. Does a 12 hit?
of course not.
All right. It is Les's turn.
All right. Les is going to look around her, realize the situation, and point in two directions, because Eldritch Blast does go in two directions at this level. The one nearer her and the one away and the one that just attacked Ramira.
I think it's you get a disadvantage for range attacking somebody next to you.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's still a +7. So anyway, the near one, 9.
9 will miss.
That one flies off into the sunset. And the other one against Ramira. 15.
15 will hit this one.
All right. For 10 points of force damage.
Yep, the splash of the Elder Splash washes over it. It is pushed back 10 feet. Is that with the bonus? Yes.
Yes, it is.
In the distance, we hear an angelic scream.
But the skeleton is still standing.
Neat.
Does Les have anything else she's doing?
Does Les have anything in a bonus action? She has 2-weapon fighting for some reason, but you know what?
Bonk the
Would it be
skeleton.
reasonable that she still has her raven out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Declaration.
Because I can use quick attack as a bonus action from Pact to the Chain to make an attack action with the raven.
It's a Corviknight. Corviknight, use.
At this point, it's probably more of a Corva Squire.
I know I have a Raven token.
Use quick attack. Oh.
Game rules, monsters.
I could have the Corgi out. It can fight.
There.
You know what? This will work.
The sound of a man in danger. Oh no.
There we go.
It's a bat!
Yeah, close enough. So yeah, the bat is going to go after the same zombie that she actually hit.
It's a Noivern.
It's a Noibat. Anyway. So yeah, +4 to hit. Nope, not D12. Not a D12. For 22 to hit. For 1 point of piercing damage. All of that work for 1 point of piercing damage.
The Raven pokes at the skull of the skeleton, making small little holes in it with its beak.
There's a sound of the hollow coconut.
Yes.
And that's all of Les's action.
All right. Well, this skeleton is going to come down and swing at Idun.
Okay, I have an idea for when I
And it
summon Steed.
It
What, a
looks like it
Claude
connects
Sire?
for 5 point for a clip. It connects for 5 points of damage to
Yeah.
you, Idun.
This. A Yamper.
Yamper.
Giant Yamper.
Giant. What happens when it comes to Bolton? I'll be honest, I did kind of forget about the existence of Yamper.
All right. So Idun took 5 damage. Next skeleton will be swinging at the Raven.
Okay. AC at 12. So yeah, just waiting for the attack.
Yep. Oop.
Yeah, 20 hits, and the Raven has 1 HP, so it goes poof.
Poof. And that's that skeleton's turn.
Now to spend another hour to resummon that later.
This one will come forward and attack Ramira.
I should be able to. But no. I'm sure she
Yes,
can
you
handle it.
you do have your reaction.
I'm
15,
sure
does
she
that hit?
can handle it.
Nope.
All right.
Usually
Well,
17.
speaking of Ramira, your go.
Oh, about time. I'm just gonna attack that guy right there. Both my attacks. Let me bring this up. Once 20 to hit.
That hits.
12 points.
And that drops
Okay, good.
as
Takes
it
him out.
crumbles to dust.
I am not moving, given it's nothing but skeleton, so that'll be it of my turn for now.
Don't you have a second
No
attack?
biggie.
You
I know
should.
I have a second attack, but
You could take a swipe at that one.
yeah, heads in old rolls, and it's unless you're able to reach it. So, all right then.
Yeah, no, as long as you're within range, you could have attacked, moved, attacked. But
I doubt that's hitting.
a 9 will miss. All right.
We're Anna and the good G.
This skeleton will continue to attempt to stab at Diggory on the ground.
You know, normally a team only gets 1 foul action a turn.
That's why they're all dead. They keep breaking the Blood Bowl rules. 22 hits
Actually,
Finally
succeeds.
hits.
for 5 points of damage. All right, let's clear up these dead skeletons. So we can clear up the order board. Diggory, you're up.
Emphasis on up.
Excuse me.
All right. It's not jump up, but I'm definitely taking a blitz with multi-block here. So yeah. I gotta reopen my character sheets, both on my screen and my game. All right. No, I'm on spells. All right. Punch you.
Well, they say all
For
good things come
18.
to an end.
What's that got to do with this show?
Is that coming from you
It's
or
coming
the
from me. It's coming from me, not the shadow.
as you punch with your bludgeoning damage, the skeleton explodes.
And you get a little bit of bone dust on you.
Meanwhile, a strange, almost ethereal splat of red in a near comically identical pattern appears on the ground. Meanwhile, the shadow's gonna take a shot from this at the one near less.
Okay,
23.
that hit.
For another 14.
And it explodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the first Blood Bowl player to do 2 kills in 1 attack. Unless, of course, I found some way to chain push serfs into 2 deaths. In which case, yay me. But I'm gonna. But now I'm gonna
You
take
can
a
free
step.
me up.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a step forward and bonus action punch this guy. Rolling 2 7s. I don't know
They
what it is
still
about.
hit?
I don't know what it is about doubles, but at least ways I'm not fouling him.
Suddenly, Diggory disappears from the game.
7 points of bludgeoning damage.
It explodes.
Triple kill.
All of a sudden, for some odd reason, Diggory just fell through a hole in the middle of the world.
And this
Spectacular.
goblin just showed up holding up a red card.
I challenge the call.
You rolled a 1.
Hang
You
on.
rolled a 1.
I rolled a 3.
Oh, you're ejected
still-
from the game.
You're still ejected.
Literally, Diggory just gets put into a catapult and flung out of Chult.
Don't worry, I'll be back next week.
Oh, dear goodness.
Is that it?
This is what happens when, again, known jackanape that plays Blood Bowl, and there's 3 of us here.
Dune, you're up.
I know.
Yep. Gonna go all the way down here. I have 45 feet of movement for reasons. Gonna regular punch, meaning bludgeoning damage.
Consecutive normal punches.
A 10 will miss.
Gonna bonus action punch.
Punch. 16 will hit,
That dude.
causing him
Just-
to basically explode.
Just flex the skull.
Anything else, you doing?
We are the animal tea, the bad bird to be hoof.
Gonna use
All the
Breath of
bunnies
Dragon. See, I think. Can I do that? Yes. use Breath of the Dragon using the 30-foot line. If it hits that guy,
Okay.
that 30-foot line's 5 foot wide. So
If so, it basically just follows that path, hits everything along those. Any one
yes,
that goes through it hit.
yep. Looking like it
Yep.
just barely misses the shadow.
Yes, it does.
All right.
It's a DC 13 Dex save for 8.
Oh yeah, because what are skeletons best known for? Their agility. Well, actually, they do have a +2, so he fails.
Uh,
Wow.
It is still standing, but
yeah, gold, of course, but it's very weak.
all right.
Yeah.
That one.
Ah,
So Shauna, it's your turn.
yay, my turn. Let me see about something. Da, 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 da. Mhm. Too bad can't do a wide swing and just knock them all out.
If you had, I think, uh, technically, uh, Ramira can do that to 2 of them with the great axe.
Yep. But sadly, I can't do that with
No, you just
the
get
great sword.
you just get for sure damage.
Mhm.
So technically, you could free up Ramira to go and take out the other 2,
True.
if potentially.
Mm. One step forward,
2 steps back.
and I scream at the skeleton that it will die in this turn.
I'm
Or miss.
already dead.
You miss with your swing.
Oh wait, I graze it. Graze. Because no matter what, I hit.
Yep. So yeah, it's
Not for much, but you do.
Yep, it's just for her the ability
I hit.
modifier, so +3. So she does 3 damage.
So she deals a total of 6 damage. Or nope, that was her attack. So
Yeah, that was just 1 attack, and then she just
And
clicked
I could hit
graze.
it again. I could have actually hit graze. Yeah,
go
I can
ahead and
attack it again.
yep.
And
With 10 misses, but the graze damage, you managed to just hit it enough to drop it down.
Oh my goodness.
I did say that it's gonna kill it again. Rubbing the back of her head.
All right. We are now on to this skeleton's turn. It is going to step forward to attack Shauna.
With an AC of 15? How could I lose?
Like that.
Like that. You take 5 points of damage.
And it gets hit. Because when you take damage from a creature within 10 feet of you, you can use the reaction for force. So yeah.
So it just gets pushed back? Is there a save?
There's a strength saving throw. DC equal 11 plus the ability modifier of the score increased by this feat.
No, so it gets pushed. Is it just pushed back or is it also knocked prone?
Uh,
And how far is it pushed back?
sorry, I'm gonna do that.
Oh, it also takes 2d8 damage, so roll your damage for that.
A 5.
And 1 second, I got a phone call coming and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Hit, and she goes, "Wah!" Just all of a sudden explosion in the middle of the group. Mm.
Now, here's what it actually sounded like.
All right.
I would
So
definitely take that.
as the skeleton stabs into you and your gift of the gem dragon goes off, as the force explodes out from you, the skeleton scatters over, falling and dissipating all over the place. It is Les's turn.
Ow.
All right. Well, what else is a warlock going to do? 2 Eldritch Blast, that last skeleton. What is with me in rolling doubles today? 20.
That hits.
For 13 points of force damage.
The first Eldritch Blast is all that's needed as she aims it expertly right into the center, and
Blink
as
me when
the
it's over.
force washes over it, the rib cage and then the rest of the skeleton collapses away. And the area returns to quiet.
Shauna's just standing there with absolutely no damage. Because that literally took all of her temporary HP away.
Oh, nice.
Seem to be standing at the site of some old ancient battlefield.
I need hot drink.
Shall we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break, folks.
All right. Works for me.
Get a little bit of drink, get a little bit of snack.
I mean, all of my drink making kit is literally within arm's reach. I've got a kettle right next to me with a 5-gallon bottle of water. So,
Be right back.
Fill up my kettle. This Liwan style sponsored drink break, powered by Alpine spiced apple cider packets. For when you don't like tea and cocoa gives you fits, for whatever reason. I completely missed what Dehedro just said.
Lactose intolerance?
No, actually. I'm fairly certain it isn't lactose intolerance. I mean, heck, I've been known to drink an entire half gallon of chocolate milk with no problem at all, so.
You mad lad.
Indeed. I'm also known for being incredibly farty even regardless, so if I was lactose intolerant, I wouldn't know.
Next time we come across any dinosaurs, this is the button I shall press.
People love vor. Do not vor me again! Do not vor me! Do not vor me again!
Considering Diggory's the only one that's ever actually been eaten.
Yes, that's what it's for.
It's...
For Dickory.
Oh, joy. Anyway, in other Blood Bowl news, I bought and built a Necro team, so I have that now physically.
Nice. Did you have fun with the skeleton that only has everything on his spine?
The skeleton? All 6 of them have everything on their spine.
I thought there was other ones that had other connections.
Nope. All of like
And the ghouls that just only have the ghouls that have whatchamacallit? All of their limbs individual.
Well, again, you're talking to a guy that cut his teeth building AdMech.
Yep.
So there's nothing in this box that is particularly intimidating for me. After dealing with Belisarius calls individual fingers.
Yep.
Fingers!
At least the werewolves, flesh golems, and whites are nice, though.
I don't think
I have yet to put together a Forge World Primarch, then.
Well, sure. I've not bought anything from Forge World either. I've looked, but I've not bought anything from them. But you're right.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yogurt! Oh, yogurt! I hate yogurt! Even with strawberries! But before we do, I have something I must tell you.
What's that?
I am your father's uncle's cousin's former best friend's roommate.
And what does that make us?
Absolutely nothing, which is what you soon will be besides. Prepare to say goodbye to your 2 best friends, and I don't mean those in the Winnebago.
This is why you guys are some of my best friends.
Why? Because we actually know good movies?
Yes.
Cool.
A hospital? What's that? Come on, you know that line.
Oh my.
Nut.
Unfortunately, I don't think I do. What was is that? That one from
Airplane.
Airplane. Okay. It has been a while
The-
since I've seen Airplane, and I've only been reminded of a few of the jokes lately. But I have. But
All right,
It's a giant building full of patients, but that's not important right now.
all right.
are you ready to get back to it?
Like, surely you didn't
Surely
have
you
to
can.
be that short with me.
I am, but don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to it.
Oh boy, I know that joke.
And we are back, everybody.
It's almost as if we never left on my side. 'Cause we
Dun,
did it.
dun.
Seek medical attention.
You know, you're not the first person to tell me that recently.
So with the battlefield clear, what do you guys want to do?
I would say we could study the battlefield for magical for magic, but that's already been dispersed.
I also
sure.
don't feel the need to go through an entire ancient battlefield / burial ground just hoping for something. I mean, unless if it was something, unless we had some sort of hint as to something truly amazing here, oh, then absolutely, an entire archaeological dig would be required.
What if
But
they?
There is only the 6 of us, if you count the shadow.
And the chances of waking more of them. I'd rather
What if
remove
there's
them.
some special ultra super duper magical item laying in this field? Like a sword stuck in stone.
Well, considering you have all the fancy swords that we already have, well, I'm half tempted to just punch down as far as I can through the loamy soil, pull up something, and if it turns out to be a magic sword, then you've got full control of any money I get in this campaign. But I'm fairly confident that won't happen.
I haven't really been
All right,
using that
roll
sword lately.
roll a d100 for me, Trent.
All right, you know what? Sure, let's go with this. All the money I'm ever gonna make is on this line. 37.
You punch into the ground and actually end up, because the ground is still soft, punching down to about your elbow, which for your
Well-
size is still pretty deep.
Yeah, about 2 feet, 2-3 feet perhaps.
You reach around and do feel something as you grab it and pull it up. You find a very rusted hand axe.
Was it this silver axe or this gold axe?
What? Neither one?
Well, you wanted to see if there was anything buried underground, Shauna. Here, one, I'm sure, entirely valuable hand axe for you and you alone. I'm keeping my money.
Thank you. I do have a couple of swords that we would need. That I would want you to, look through, but you know.
Didn't we have those identified by the wizard in the town?
Some of them, yes.
When we stop for the
I don't
night,
think you
I'll
guys-
look over whatever else whatever else we have.
I don't think you guys have anything that hasn't been identified right now.
That's what I thought. Thank you, disembodied voice.
You're welcome.
Well, you could always cast Identify on the rusty axe you just found. It's entirely possible that you might owe her money if it turns out to be something important.
The stipulations of that gamble was a sword, not an axe. But you're right. I could it might be something. About 1 in a billion chance, perhaps. And yes, I know the line is coming. So you're saying there's a chance? When we stop for camp.
Yeah, I haven't really been using that nice shiny little sword that we picked up.
Especially considering I did promise research on that blade.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you folks continue down the road a little bit longer,
Oh yeah, I still need that weapon plopped into my inventory.
That would be entirely Dehedro's doing, because I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
yep, I have to go. I have to make it. So you haven't really been using it, so it hasn't been an urgent thing.
Yep.
But if you do decide to use it, just let me know, and then I can just give you the stats while we're working on it. As you travel, um, for a little while longer, you see a path. You find yourself upon a creature-made path, stomping through the trees. The trees are pushed over, bent down, and you see very large tracks of what clearly is some kind of dinosaur stomping along both ways. Seems to be kind of like a mini, a little highway, or at least a traveling path for some kind of dinosaur.
Deja vu. We've been to this place before.
Initial dinosaur? Is that what the D stands for?
After traveling a little while amidst the dinosaur prints, you find the body of a nearly flattened dwarf.
Well, that's
A nearly
unfortunate.
Did you say flat or fat?
Flattened.
Yep, that is a coincidence. Wow, poor fella.
The man is wearing some clothes that look more to be like what you saw in Port Nyanzaru. Not armored, not anything. And there's no signs of anything being around the area, other than there are a lot more and a lot deeper tracks in this area, and a lot of them are set directly in pairs.
A merchant caravan, perhaps? Or someone seeking dinosaurs for those races?
I mean, it is possible.
I'm gonna take down a brief sketch of whatever is left of the dwarf. We find ourselves back in Nyanzaru. Might be worth asking about. Or at least ways reporting his death.
Okay.
I could do a little bit of spell casting if you wanted me to.
If you feel it would be helpful.
Let me see it. I have the gentle repose on me.
That just preserves the body.
Are you planning on
Mhm.
carrying it?
What do you take me for?
I take you for someone that should be carrying the boat right now.
I mean, I could.
Eh. Anyway, anyway, so you cast the spell on the corpse, and now now it'll decay a little bit less quickly.
It would be worth it if I did that, but I don't. But I don't think so. It would be more of useful for when we're in funerals, or if we have to bring a body back for the people to then do a funeral. But
True. But we are currently in the middle of Chult. Quite a fair ways travel back to the port.
true. And there are looks at tracks. A lot of foot traffic.
You know, zombies and skeletons also leave foot tracks.
Well, if nothing else, we at least ways to have a rudimentary description of the poor fellow. And a description of his apparent manner of death. Unless we want
Is there
action.
anything else that we can see on the dwarf? Like any insignias or anything?
Make me a perception check or investigation.
Um, Perception is more of my specialty than a -1 on investigation.
How did you get into college with...
Eh, that does not.
You don't see anything of any kind of import on the nearly flat dwarf.
How did I get into college?
with a
Oh, uh, huh.
boosters. I get you. You know what? I'll take a look over this as well. Maybe there's something. See if there's something see if we haven't missed, so we don't miss anything. Well, it's better. Not one word.
You start patting the dwarf down, and as you're patting him down, you realize that all of his bones have been pulverized.
Well,
But you will
go ahead.
you will find a small bag tucked to his side.
Well, cause of death does in fact seem to be in line with other evidence. Stepped on by dinosaur. So natural causes. What is in the bag, I wonder?
What's inside the box? Today's box.
Are you opening the bag?
I'm opening the bag.
You see what seems to be some kind of dried material in there. It smells of herbs and spices and stuff like that, but you're not sure exactly what it could be. As you kind of, are you reaching in?
Sure. As much as my meaty fingers allow me to.
Roll me a dex save at disadvantage.
What's inside the bag?
Well, At least it's better. It's better for the presence of the ring. 5.
As you reach in, you feel your finger get stabbed by something incredibly sharp. You take 1 point of damage, and as you yank your hand back instinctively, there is a shard of glass sticking out of the tip of your finger.
Oh yeah. Any say any saving throw has a 3 to it if I'm nearby.
So 8. Not like it would matter much.
No, it
Yep.
still would have. You would have needed at least a 10 to get it.
Yep. All right. Well, like I said, it was closer. So yeah, -1. Sure. Ugh, ouch. Ugh, that's gonna sting for a while. Well,
Who knew that
what
someone as bulky as you could feel that?
the tips
And
of one's
also,
fingers and the palms of one's hand tend to be one of the more sensitive places upon any person, regardless of their race. But judging from the fact that it seems to be glass, probably a crushed potion of some sort. Perhaps maybe a
make a
a
Constitution
sample
save, please.
sure. Perhaps maybe a sample vial of some other variety. 14.
Okay.
And, something powerful from whatever it was.
Digger, you feel at the faintest, you feel overwhelmed with energy.
Whoa! Whoa!
It's starting out slow, but you can feel kind of like your heart starting to beat just a little bit faster. Um, and it's starting very slow, very small amount, but it's starting to feel like you can't stand still.
It's a Gatorade.
It, it's an entire case of Red Bull is what it is. Woo! Woo! Oh, okay. Okay. I'm going to pocket this bag because I don't have the time or the inclination to do anything else. I'm going to walk this general direction and yeah. I think the boat got lighter.
And
And
then
in
all
fact,
of a
it does
sudden,
feel the boat is a little bit lighter. And as a matter of fact,
well,
as you travel along, the boat becomes almost featherless, like feather-like to you.
I guess I don't need to be the one carrying the boat now, do I?
For the time being, perhaps.
The rest of the party will notice that Diggory's eyes have become just pure saucer-like, constantly darting about back and forth. And while Diggory seems like he's talking normal, he is talking 10 miles a second to you guys. He's just rambling on completely fast.
Square root of the hypotenuse triangle. Hey, does any of you guys know how to do it, differential calculus?
Almost any time that they start to walk away, they are sprinting as quickly as they can in a general direction. They are just hauling anytime that they walk.
Well, looks like somebody had cinnamon roll Mountain Dew.
And after a little while, with the day coming down and you guys deciding to set up camp, Diggory, you're not able to sleep at all.
Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Gotta keep it. Hey, okay. Read a book. 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 Okay, I read the book. Okay, what else? What else? I'll read the book again.
It's a portal meme.
A turtle meme. I'm tripping balls over here. It's the
It's a portal. A portal meme.
oh portal.
Yep, like
Space. Space. Gotta go to space. Gotta space. Space. Space is big. Space is big. Space is big. It's black. It's empty. It's big. It's space. Space. Gotta go to space. Space.
Space. As the rest of you get not a great night's sleep because Diggory is outside pacing and talking and randomly just cooking completely different things, making the most noise possible. You guys do still have managed to get the effect of a long rest, except for you, Diggory.
Of course.
Although towards the end, you do finally, towards the dawn, you start to feel more normal, except you have a level of exhaustion.
Whoa.
Ding.
Whoa. Oh. Hey. What? Ugh. Oh. Boy. Note to self. Deeply analyze the components of that pouch. Holy. Oh, man.
You don't feel any ill effects after that besides being exhausted, but it definitely feels like it could have been a lot worse for you.
I'm calling you researcher's pet. That.
What? Whoever knew that just one piece of glass would end up turning a minotaur into a bull going through a china shop.
A misnomer, that one, actually. Actual bulls, when placed in a situation like that, are actually fairly agile and try not to destroy as much as possible. But I agree. That was a I think I just realized I have a larger problem than whatever was in that pouch. Just waiting for someone to ask what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm out of notebooks.
Uh-oh.
I'm just thumbing through some of my spares, leaf rubbings, notes, more leaf rubbings, the description of that dwarf, and then just pages and pages of random scribbles with the occasional word or symbol. What the hell was going through my mind? This almost is worth study.
Well, it looks like you have to figure out what you figured out before you get more notebooks.
It's almost like some certain species of trolls that I'm aware of. Silicon-based creatures. Living rocks. Positively useless in hot climates, unnecessarily, but the colder they get.
Oh, tell me, friends, what are you doing for the day?
Well, presumably we're just going to keep on moving. Again, towards Atazcahakla.
All right, give me the survival roll.
Wow.
All right, here. Oh, good. Take your pick, Dehedro. What's funnier?
Well, Shadows is going to be funnier. She's more confident in the direction that she is going. Like, so confident. She was inspired by Diggory and his gung-ho attitude the other day.
Here, Shauna,
She
take a
goes
sniff.
running off into the jungle.
All of a sudden, it goes right through a portal.
Oh, hey, we found that village again.
Oh, please no. Although that being said, if we do run across that Mercury dragon, I'm going to throw my pouch directly into it. What's the worst that could happen? It could probably explode.
All right.
Oh.
Let's see what happens during this very fun travel day. You guys take off, chasing after the running Shauna, who is just shouting for you guys to keep up, swears that she knows the exact way to go.
Come on,
Sometimes
come
bad
on!
things happen. A smart investor never gives a fuck.
I'm sure we're almost there.
She has no idea where she's going, does she?
To
It's
be,
like
I didn't know where I was going, and she went off a different direction. So your guess is as good as
she's like
mine.
running to the point that you can, you almost see that she might be floating.
Can't she summon a horse to go faster? Why
That,
is she running?
assuming you think she would summon a horse and not that puffball of a corgi she had yesterday. What if they let the corgi sniff the pouch?
Let's just keep up with her.
Yeah, best as we
All right.
can.
You guys track down, are barely able to keep up with her. She's doing her best to outpace Diggory from the other day.
Exactly how far gone was I yesterday?
Well, we understood about one word out of every 100, so about that far.
Really need to see what's in that pouch.
So, everybody but Shauna, I need a perception check. At disadvantage for everybody.
10.
Ten. I was gonna say
Someone roll. Someone roll better.
I was going to say that since my walking speed is actually faster than, or by a whole half, would I be as distracted as I'm more able to keep up without having to?
It's less about being able to keep up and more that you're trying to keep, because she's going kind of like she'll run straight, turn out of a direction, and then go back in that same direction again.
Ah.
She's going fast.
Need one for less and one for Ramira for a perception, please.
Right, thank you. Oh, goody, goody gums.
Oh, goody, goody gumdrops.
It was at disadvantage, Ramira. So you would just roll a second dice, but you're going to take the worst of the results.
Oops. My apologies. I'm going to go ahead and just give you a second one then.
Deja vu.
Okay, exact same result. Well, either way, nobody notices that as you are running along, trying your best to keep Shauna, um, and she eventually finally stops after running almost all day. The rest of you catch up, out of breath, um, not
Shauna,
hitting that level of
next time you want to play at being high on drugs, wasteways have the decency of being on them.
Well, I'm sure we're here. Da, 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 da.
And what brain
everybody.
tell is here? Ugh.
Everybody, if you could, would you mind making a Constitution saving throw, please? At disadvantage for being on the run all day long.
Okay.
As you notice, all around your feet
So many
is
doubles.
a now slightly familiar, at least to a couple of you, a magical blue mist along the ground.
Yes, that was at disadvantage.
Yep, need lesses, and then
Oh.
I can see the result.
Yep, sorry.
Deja vu.
Oh, that is Les's Constitution save.
Okay, so your first one up there was lesses. Okay, then we need.
There we go, 14.
Okay.
I even changed the color of these character sheets. One is red, one is purple, and I didn't even notice that for a second. What is this, episode 15, and I'm still not technically used to being a player? Never mind playing two characters? Anyway.
Les and Ramira, you both
It's like a kind of
feel a odd sort of dread kind of sinking in. You're not sinking in. You're not exactly sure what, but you are kind of something is going on.
Les is just feeling trepidatious, but can't say anything. Shauna, don't you suppose we should probably slow down and take stock of what our situation is?
I mean, yes, we should.
All right. Okay. Blue mist. We seem to recall this, some of us.
Yep, the only two people who recall it would be Diggory and Shauna.
Unfortunately, I personally have forgotten, so Diggory, even if he does, he forgets.
Roll history.
Okay, thank you. Point. Why did I have to roll? Okay, 12.
That's enough. The last time that this happened, it was on the bank of the river. And you notice that after a little bit of an hour after you guys were in the mist, um, until Shauna cured them, one of your druids started to have some madness set in on them. Recall the story of what the Chultans call mad monkey mist, causing people to go crazy for being inside the mist.
Oh, right.
Oh, balls.
And you are smack dab in the middle of about 100-foot kind of blot spear of the mist.
Carefully and calmly open my little spell book primer. Nope. I've got nothing. Outside of very cautiously going back. Presumably that's going to be the shortest way out.
No, you're smack dab in the middle of it.
Damn.
Well, I guess we'll have to figure
And
something out.
Les has got
100-foot spear.
Les has got nothing to help.
What's up?
So you said it's 100-foot spear.
Basically, yeah. Well, just circle on the ground. It's not like super high up in the air.
Dune flies up higher than it. So she's at least can be helpful, quote unquote, later.
That's actually a good point.
It's almost like I have wings or something.
Oh, right.
On that, Les is also going to utilize that. Using Celestial Revelation, using the Heavenly Wings option, and is going to gain a 30-foot fly speed herself and generally get out of the mist as quickly as possible.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the mist psychic damage?
No.
No? It
It's
doesn't.
currently, it's not. It does mess with you, but it's not damage.
I have resistance against anything psychic.
It's not psychic.
It's more of like a mental rehabilitation than actual psychic damage.
If anything, it's more drugs. All right.
Yeah, I have mental discipline.
I'm going to use my mental discipline. Gonna stretch up as high as I can to get over the mist as best as I can. Take a big, deep breath. Grab hold of the boat, still on my back, and just charge a direction, holding my breath the entire way.
Make another Constitution save since you're in the midst of the mist and taking a nice deep breath of the mist in.
Well, I'm taking a nice deep breath at the weakest part that I can, but sure.
Or, just normal, just Constitution.
23.
23. Okay. You all out of there. I take it everybody's kind of doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not the taking the deep breath part, but just going above it.
Okay.
It says it's not that much effort.
Shauna, since you are still in the mist, I need one more Constitution save from you.
Oh dear goddess.
With a +3, that's a 10.
All right.
But I could Misty Step out if I wanted to.
100 feet?
Probably.
It's more of the reason why some of us are out is because we can go over it.
That's why I stretched up to my full height to get as above it as I could.
All right. You all escape and kind of regroup in an area that doesn't have the mist. And you actually notice that the mist is drifting off kind of the way that you came.
I am
Ah,
deeply concerned about that. Fortunately, I don't believe we shall encounter it all that often. But it makes me wonder of something. Don't want to say it's only a hypothesis at the moment, but yes, the hypothesis. Anywho,
You find yourself towards the end of the day. Are you guys going to try and push your travels, or do you want to make camp?
I for one would like to make camp. I've basically been going for 2 days.
Well, just be glad it wasn't me on the drugs. You would have a hard time catching me.
Indeed. But you'd also would have had a better chance of pawing through that bag without getting stuck.
True. But I also can go up in my general directions.
Also true.
After a little while, about 3 to 4 hours into camping, trying to get set up for the rest of the day. Um, Shauna, you suddenly, after about 3 hours, feel the near uncontrollable urge to just listen to what anybody tells you to do, or even remotely suggest it.
I I had a feeling that that was going to happen.
Ugh.
And then about an hour later, you notice that you find Ramira just wrapped in a ball, sitting staring directly into the fire of your camp, not moving, just staring. And the eyes of Les are darting around as she's looking at something. Her eyes going completely wide, laughing hysterically out of nowhere at times.
Well, at least her voice is her laughter is nice, even if we don't know what her voice is. Am I the only sane one around here? Like, Idun, please tell me you are fine.
He?
Oh, good. Okay. Well then, let's hope that the actions of the others don't cause anything to come forward.
Hey, for Les, for Shauna, and um for Ramira, I need all you three to make another Constitution save.
All right.
okay.
No, it is not a concentration check. 12.
Oh no.
What? What the fuck?
The madnesses that have set into your friends, Diggory and Adun, continue on for a long time. Ramira seems locked into her paralysis, whatever going on in her mind.
Okay, so Ramira's gone catatonic. Shauna is perfectly fine, just sitting still since I told her that about 2 hours ago. And
Yep, Swissy, tell her to sit still. She is sitting perfectly still, not moving an inch. Taking your suggestion to the T.
So that's at least ways 2 that are under control. I don't know about less.
As you
No.
approach Les Diggory, she starts silently screaming, freaking out, waving her hand at you, and you can actually see her charging up Eldritch Blast, getting ready to shoot them at you.
Oh fuck.
Oh, this. Les, settle down. It's just me, Diggory. Yep, we can. Why don't we all just have a nice bit of food and hope and take a rest, and we can get through this and talk about. Well, discuss this tomorrow.
After you talk to her, which she doesn't seem to understand you're talking, she looks at you with wide eyed and in terror. As you kind of start to walk away, you hear her scramble in her tent, and as you kind of peek back in, you see that she is taking everything out of her pack and trying to make a wall to stop you from anything from coming back in. It's not working, but you see her just pulling. After a little bit, her pack runs empty, and she's just pulling nothing out and is stacking stuff up in the air.
Monkey mist madness indeed.
You hear in your head, you know, having having 2 different mindsets is very difficult. Please help. I don't want to be like this anymore.
The rest of the night goes through. Um, Idun and Figure, I have to ask: are you going to be trying to stay up to help your companions, or are you trying to get some sleep?
Dune's gonna go to sleep.
Against my better judgment, but
Gonna float up to the nearest tree, and be chilling up in the branches, not dealing with anything that's going down below.
against my better judgment, I'm gonna try at least ways to babysit these 3.
All right. Well,
That's
Ramira,
another level of exhaustion.
Ramira, Les, and Shauna all get 1 level of exhaustion, and Chun, you are at exhaustion level 2.
Fuck.
You know, being a Kalash star, you would think that they would have more resistance to things that causes stuff like this, but no, all they have is psychic damage. What's good with psychic damage if you can't defend against mental stuff?
Well, you're in luck. The first time we deal with a mind flayer, it shall be of come into perfect usage. Until then, can at least ways can you say with certainty that you've gotten control of yourselves again?
Yes, the 3 of them, as the morning dawns, are returned to normal.
Well, good. All right. So, I am on. So,
Ripping your skull, very tired.
do not make me want to paw in that bag again. Shall we just move on?
Please.
All right. I need somebody, whoever is going to be your lead, to roll survival.
Let the person that actually got a good night's sleep do it.
I will gladly defer to Idun.
Better than everyone else's so far.
This is the point where we realize that the last 3 days have just been the storyline of Spec Ops: The Line. Eternally going downward.
happens throughout the day.
I'm also deeply tempted to drop this bottle of 1800 into my hot cider.
Ooh. I don't know if tequila would be good in hot cider.
Mm. Well, I don't have any rum, so, what? Yeah, I don't have rum. Not that I'm looking for a reason to drink, but I do have a bottle of Jack Daniels.
So, question: which version of uh uh exhaustion are we using right now?
The standard one.
Okay, so each so it's disadvantage on ability checks for 1, speed halved for 2.
Yeah.
Okay, because the new version is it's 2 times your exhaustion level. That's how much minus it is to your d20, and then also minus 5 feet per to your speed per level.
Nah, I like the other level of the original exhaustion.
Alright, so,
Yeah.
because I am dog tired, we're going half distance.
Now you could push yourself. Then you'll have disadvantage on attack and rolls and saving throws.
Ah, yes. Let's give the frontliner disadvantage on more things.
Idune's fine though. She can do all the punches.
All right. Well, today is going to be a very fun day.
Fun enough to do in 20 minutes?
No.
Probably.
No, we'll probably do the first encounter, and then I'll re-roll the second encounter tomorrow. Because after you guys are traveling for just a little while, not too far after the start of the day, which everybody is at full health. Actually, no, for a couple of people, you guys never healed because you do not get the effects of a long rest.
Don't worry, I have a massive health pool. Let's just...
Don't worry, Idune is fine. She got all the rests.
Like I said, what could go wrong?
Ah, just spill it, Doc. How boned am I?
After traveling for not too long, out of the forest, the jungle, stomps a large troll-shaped creature. And welcome to initiative.
Sorry, Chen. We're dead.
People love vor. Do not vor me again! Do not vor me! Do not vor me again!
You're Shauna, if I die, you're carrying the boat.
I find it funny of how you keep saying, "Oh, Shauna should carry the boat. Shauna should carry the boat." When right now Ramira is the one that's the second strongest that should be also sharing the boat carrying.
Please
That
let
makes
that one
sense.
not
She
be in...
has
Good. Good.
she has Ramira has
Even at
1 strength less than you.
Yeah, all thanks to the gauntlets.
Wait a
Well,
But then
second.
again,
again,
it only
that's
boosted me 1 point.
Yeah, that's still stronger than Shauna. She
Yeah.
has 16.
I'll re-roll
True,
for
true.
because of disadvantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would make me at 4, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yay.
And Les is at a 2.
The only person that rolls normally is me. Because the dude was being an ass by not actually helping.
And that means Ramira needs to roll a second one and take the worst results for her initiative.
I didn't even get a word of that because of all the noise.
So you have disadvantage because you have exhaustion 1 on all
Okay.
checks, which means that includes even
Mm,
initiative. So
Oh,
your
there's a
initiative is
12
actually
one.
12. Let's reorganize this. And it is still Ramira that goes first, but Ramira, your turn. As you see this
All right,
giant
then.
troll thrashing through and charging directly through the group.
10, 20, 30. Activating my rage. I'm going to start swinging.
Okay.
All
Remember, you're at
right.
disadvantage because of exhaustion.
I know. But I will, because I can do this on the first. I'm going to do this on the first attack. I'm going to use frenzy. That'll give me attack advantage, but I'm going to be throwing away all my. I'm going to be everybody else that tries to attack me is going to have advantage, so that would be just a troll. Okay.
So the advantage wipes out the disadvantage, so you're just rolling at base.
Okay then. So. Oh
Oh, a
fuck!
crit! Oh! Roll a D100 for me, please.
Huzzah for
Okay. D100.
25 is double damage. So roll your damage and double it.
Wow. Okay, hold on. Because I'm using frenzy. That's going to be an extra 2d6, along with just a crit double damage. That's going to be. Oh, that's. Oops, didn't even press the 2. Sorry about that. That's 9 and 10 for the 19. That's for the crit.
Well, no, so
And
you
then.
don't roll. So we're using a different table. You don't crit like normal. You just roll your damage dice normally, and
Okay,
then
then.
we double that damage.
Okay. Sorry about that then.
So you have 9 for the first one. We ignore the second one, and then any additional dice that you have to roll for the frenzy.
Yeah, and then excuse that 10 then, just a 2d6 for the frenzy. Only coming out to 6 there.
And then
So
plus
yeah, 9.
your strength bonus.
Well, it'd be. I usually would just add that to the 9. It'd be 14 and 20 points total.
So you deal 40
14.
damage. 9.
9 and 6 is 15.
And my
6.
strength is. Yeah, my strength is 4. Sorry about that. Oops. 1 point off there.
So you got 19, so that doubles to
38.
38.
8.
All right, you take a nice huge chunk out of the troll. It
Not done yet.
roars in pain.
Wonderful. One last attack. Nothing added to it. So give me a second to bring
And
the
hold
card
on
up.
one quick second though.
Okay. It is a troll. We're
As
going to need fire.
As you run up and swing at it with that frenzy, you chop off one of the arms.
Oh boy.
Do I have a token for this anywhere?
Hey, you want to hear me sing?
No,
Only
you don't
if
be
you sing
distracted trying to
solo.
put that back on.
So low I can't hear.
If it decides to focus on that.
I don't. Wow. Okay. Um, back really quick.
But then again, any fire is really gonna screw it over right now. Shall I make my second attack?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because two of us
Okay.
can do elemental damage easily.
We will just mark.
23 to hit.
Well, I know less than I can.
You're
What
at
about you?
you're at disadvantage now because your second, unless your second
Right.
attack also gets frenzy.
I'm so sorry about that. And there's the second one, 15.
Takes the 15. 15 hits.
Oh, wow. 13 points of damage.
The troll seems very upset, but it is still up and ready to go.
I bet that'll be it of my turn.
All right. The troll first off, you see the arm, the area that you chopped off from the arm, slowly start to stitch itself back together.
Hmm.
And actually, the arm starts crawling towards you.
Oh, lovely.
Read that quick.
I have to chop you into little pieces.
All right, I'm going to that loses a little bit of it, but the troll, seeing the dwarf directly in front of it, swings with its still attached claw first for a 19,
Hmm.
or 19 hitting it for 12 damage.
6 points of damage because I'm enraged.
Yep. So you take 6 there, and then as it is slashed at you, it smells the fresh blood, and rears back and chomps down at you as well.
Lovely.
Or
Ah.
and then it bites into your shoulder and takes out a small chunk of flesh for 5 points of damage, reduced to 2 for your damage.
Mhm.
And you can just hear it mash on your flesh that the little bit of flesh that it took on as it chews down.
Get off me, you green freak!
You doing your turn.
Okay. Ooh. I'll move up. Oopsie doodle. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Right to there. And gonna Draconic Strike, which is a punch that can be changed to either acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison damage. So it's
And
going
what
to be
one are you
fire.
choosing?
It'll be fire damage.
All right.
Doosh.
24 hits. 6 damage.
And I'm going to use the Breath of the Dragon, which I can also change. Because it's not my normal breath weapon. It's the monk version that I can change
Okay.
to the same things, which will also be changed to fire damage. This one is Dex save of 13.
All right. I'm going to say
And
that the
it's going to be the cone one, so it's going to be this way. Let's get in the arm as well.
yep, the arm will shrivel up from the fire, unable to actually see to dodge. As for the troll, oof, no, nat one.
Okay.
Oh.
So it just kind of stands there and takes the full brunt of your fire breath.
Okay.
And that will be over to Diggory now.
Yep.
You were wondering about my ability to do elemental damage? Wonder
To
no
actually
mo-
hit. To actually
Well-
hit without mental damage is more of.
Well, we shall find out, because I understand that I've got a disadvantage on this. But my little spellbook primer comes out. And I cast Chromatic Orb.
All right, make your attack roll.
And I'm choosing Acid, by the way.
Okay.
20 to hit.
That hits.
Rolling 3d8 poison damage, acid for 16 points of acid damage straight to the troll.
It roars out in pain as you watch part of it dissolve away.
Ugh. So that's what I was missing. Alright, well. Cast a spell as my action.
I know that was Dehedro coughing, but I'm going to imagine that's actually what Dagri was doing because of being so exhausted.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've been
Alright.
up for 2 days and now I'm having to
It's almost...
say magic spells.
I have been up for 63 hours.
Now I have to cast magic.
At the very least, I
Anything
got to eat through a quarter of a troll with that spell. Bonus action Shadow between Idun and Ramira. And that's turn.
All
Well,
right.
now you
And
get to
then
do
we are
more with less.
Yep. Now we're going to go on to Les.
Oh, yeah. Well, Les is just going to take aim with Eldritch Blast, because why the hell not?
Doesn't she have other cantrips?
Sword Burst.
A 12 will miss.
All right. And the second
Yes, one more
bolt.
A 13 will miss.
All right, there we go. And that's all Les can reasonably do.
We are down to Shauna.
Eh. Whoops. Ah. Okay, let me see what I can do against this dumb brute that is just bumbling about now. Hmm. That's chromatic, this son of a. And I'm going to be doing that with ice damage. Why not? Coldness
Alright, roll with disadvantage.
at a disadvantage, right? Magic.
17 still hits, so you hit with your chromatic orb. Roll your damage.
Oh wait.
You can choose to damage a
14.
chromatic orb, so.
Mm-hmm.
The troll gets
Magic.
smacked with the second chromatic orb, the icy one. And as the ice spreads across it, it gasps for air, reaching towards the three in front of it with its one still attached arm, and collapses to the ground dead.
Magic.
Diggory just gonna slowly walk up to the corpse and spend the next 5 minutes cautious hero styling, just pelting it with fire bolts, making sure it's dead.
After a couple, the corpse erupts in flames.
Works for me.
But with that encounter over, we will call it a day. The party
Works for me.
exhausted for the most part. And only the
Magic.
very start of the day. Dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
And a dune is doing fine.
Well, at least
That's
ways one of us is.
that's the important
I'm-
bit.
I mean, it's only for most of the party disadvantage, and then one of you only has half your speed.
Magic.
Yeah. Only has half my speed and technically only one and half my spells remaining, but whatever. I just gotta make sure that the next first level spell counts for something.
Like I said, one of us can do constant elemental damage. No matter what.
I just spent a minute or so
Magic.
casting Firebolt. I can do constant elemental damage. Not to the same degree as you can.
But with that, we are calling it a session. So hopefully you guys enjoyed.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah. Had a blast as always, honey.
All right, and everybody out in Twitch land, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. We will be doing this 2 weeks um, from today, same time. Or Digi, will your schedule be changed by 2 weeks, or are you going to be that same?
No idea.
No idea.
Yay.
Keep us informed. We will be playing again next week, hopefully with some getting some extra fun stuff and continuing on this day of exhaustion for the party.
So what, next week or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay,
Sorry.
no worries. Just wanted to make sure. So I'd set my thing for 2 weeks, but yeah. Yeah, so that's his. On my side of Twitchland, thank you all for hanging around, chatting, and being all around cool dudes. It's mostly Kitsu dropping heckles, but thank you for being here regardless. And until next time, I will see you all in the next game. Have a good rest of your day.
またね。バイバイ。